Hey friends, hope you're all doing well. I wanted to make today's video about the law of assumption and talk to you guys about how important it is for you guys to use this Neville Goddard technique to assume all of your desires, and some ways to, contemplate, are you actually assuming that things are well, or are you in a state of assuming that they aren't well, right? Now, assuming is a type of belief as well, because assumption is kind of like a precursor to a belief, because what you're doing is you're assuming ahead of time, you're predicting, you're almost like having a premonition. So if you were to have your premonitions, your assumptions, whatever you want to call it, the way Neville Goddard speaks it is, he wants to assume that he is in, when he talks about his story about being in Barbados, he didn't have the money to travel. He talks about assuming that he's there. And his mentor, Abdul, is, a lot of people, you guys don't know this, his mentor was Abdul and taught him all of this amazing, valuable information. And that's why he became, so famous for what he does, is because Abdul actually taught him how to assume and to have this unwavering belief and keep his mindset on, no, this is going to happen this way. He would, for example, make a trip to Barbados, and he didn't have the money for Barbados. It was a hard time in the US, and he wanted to visit his family in Barbados. He was not able to visit them because he didn't have the money. So what he started to do was assume that he did have the money, assume that, and he didn't talk about the money buying it, he talked about the end result. So he's assuming that he was already there. He was assuming that he was there, he was flying on his way there, first class, and what happened was, in the story is, he went to Abdul later and said, this is working what you said, I assumed it. And when he'd have the conversation with Abdul, he'd say to Abdul that, hey Abdul, I'm assuming that I'm there and I got, the ticket to go, but it's not first class. And Abdul immediately said to him, no, Neville, you have got the first class. He would not let him even settle for a second class, third class, whatever classes they have. I think today we call it just the general, seating, and then you got first class, business class, and all that. So in those days, that was a long time ago, 50, 60, 70 years ago, and it was basically a time where they had, different classes as well, right? And and what happened was, Neville was like, no, well, how do I do this? Like, I have, I don't have first class, right? And Abdul would say to him, say, you do have first class. And he would just start ignoring him when he would say otherwise. So Neville took from this and said, okay, fine. So he sat there and waited, and he assumed that he had first class. And I know this sounds very simple, and, it takes some practice, but he was assuming himself in the end result again. And when you assume yourself in the end result, you are in a situation where you actually start creating a belief and seeing yourself there, an image. And our mind, our subconscious mind especially, works off of images. That's why if we see something horrific, or if we see something, it gives us an impression in our mind. If we see like a bad accident, it really sticks in our mind because we have that vision there. And maybe we tell somebody about this bad accident and say but when we tell them about it, we see a picture. So that's what you want to create when you assume. You want to create a picture of what you want, where you want to be. That's super important. Like, I'm right here in Punta Cana, with my family, making this video, and I assumed this would happen in the future. My wife did as well. She's down the other side of the beach meditating. She loves to meditate. But what I'm trying to say, guys, is whether you like to meditate, whether you like to, whatever you like to do to create, if you like to visualize, you like to assume, you can call it what you want it. But putting yourself in the end result is super, super important. And my message for you guys in this video is that you guys can be, do, and have anything you want. I honestly used to believe that, we have luck, and that we have to work hard to get where we're at. So some luck combined with work hard, right place, right time. But how do those things all line up? What is luck, right? I don't know if it's luck. I'm sorry, I shouldn't even say that. I 100% know it's not luck. I know it's creation. And you get what you think about, you get what you believe, you get those images in your mind. They happen. They do happen. Sure enough, how this trip happened here. You guys can do the same. Whether you want to create whatever you want to create. You want to get a new car, you want to get a new spouse, I don't know, new partner, new whatever it is. I didn't mean to say spouse there. But whatever it is, you guys can get it. Just be you, but you have that power in you, and I hope you guys use this technique, the law of assumption. God bless you all. Enjoy.